Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mandu. We're about to watch a parole revocation hearing. As many of you know, this means that he was out on parole and violated his parole and finds himself back in front of the board. They're going to make a decision whether he gets to continue his parole or get locked up and face his full sentence. With that, let's get into it.
All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Leroy E Shaw, 118569.
Hi, Mr. Shaw. My name is Brennan Kelsey. Along with me is Mr. Pete Freeman. Mr. Bonnie Jackson will be your panel. You're here for a parole revocation hearing. We'll ask you some questions. You can respond. I'll read you some rule violations. You plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement, and we'll let you make a statement and we'll take a vote. Do you understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
I can't hear you, sir.
Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
Yes, sir.
That's your signature at the bottom.
Yes, sir.
You can read and write.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read. Leroy Shaw, Jr., DOC number 118569. Rule number 4. On 9/17/2018, you were arrested by New Orleans Police Department charged with domestic abuse, aggravated assault, aggravated burglary, illegal use of weapons, and illegal possession of stolen firearms. On 9/22/2021, all these charges were null process. Does that sound, how do you plead?
I pleaded not guilty.
Not guilty, all right? Another rule number 4. On 10/13/2021, you arrested East Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Office and charged with simple arson under docket number EFL #19-CR-445. On 4/5/2022, you pled guilty to misdemeanor criminal damage to property under $1,000. How do you plead?
I had pleaded no contest to that.
How do you plead this rule violation today?
Or I plead no guilt, not guilty.
Okay, not guilty, all right? Number 5, it is evident that from the subject's arrest on 9/17/2018 for illegal use of a weapon and illegal possession of a stolen firearm, that you have failed to refrain from possessing or controlling firearms or other dangerous weapons. How do you plead?
Plead not guilty.
Okay, and number 6, you failed to provide the office with verifiable proof of employment. How do you plead?
Plead not guilty.
Okay, and then you got number 10 here. You failed to ever make a payment towards the supervision fees. You are currently in arrears $4,914. How do you plead?
Plead not guilty.
All right, will you talk to Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Shaw, your charges in East Feliciana, they say you were burning a mattress. Is that true?
No, that's what they say, but like I told them on there, I didn't know what I did in Feliciana. So when they brought that charge up and I didn't know what was going on, and my lawyer just had me plead no contest and have credit for time served, but I don't remember burning no mattress up.
So you don't remember anything that happened that would cause them to press charge?
No.
Let me ask you this, Warden. We had sent him over there to get an evaluation. Did he get that evaluation?
Yes, sir. I have Dr. Fleming here.
Dr. Clinton, can we speak to you first? How did the evaluation go?
The evaluation was completed. I was actually in here for a different hearing. I did not bring Mr. Shaw's evaluation. He was cooperative with the evaluation that I recall.
Okay, good. Do you think he's competent to answer my question?
Yes, sir. He is able to answer the questions that are asked of him, and he is able to make himself understood, and he's able to understand the charges that are being brought against him.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. How long have you been in jail with these pending violations, Mr. Shaw?
4 years and a month and some days.
Okay. Let's get to the meat of the matter.
How long have you been in,
4 years.
4 years and 1 month.
Yep. That was the evaluation. Okay, you were having a controversy with a lady about your dog. What was that about, Ms. Thomas?
Well, as I had Miss Maggie Webster on my witness, but at the time I was cutting yard, but she had a number of dudes over there taking my dogs, so I was in the process of moving them, and then a big confusion came up, and papers and had to be showed who the dog was, but I had like 10 dogs, and I was moving, they had puppies. She was trying to take them.
She was trying to take the puppy.
She was
Did you
trying,
threaten to kill her over getting rid of your dog?
no, sir.
You didn't claim that she owed you several $1,000s?
No, sir.
Did you go to her house?
I was when the officer come over there, I was in the backyard getting my dogs out. After I had cut the grass, I was at the house, but I didn't have keys to the house. I had keys to the backyard.
Okay, well, the officer stated that the grass was already cut.
Of course, 'cause I have just cut it.
Huh?
Of course, because I had just cut it. I had the tools in the lawnmower and all that up under the carport and in my truck. And yeah, the grass was cut. I had just cut it.
All right. Also, the officer stated that they tried to tell you to come outside several times, and at first you wouldn't come out. Is that true?
I was in the backyard. I was already out. I was the one told them to go back there.
That's not what the officer said. The officer said you were in the residence. She had to lock herself in a bedroom and climb out a window because she was scared of you.
No, sir. I was outside. The cameras and all that showed that.
Did you have a gun with you?
No, sir. When they done the DNA on my hand and her hand, it showed her prints on there, and they showed where she was lying. They didn't have my prints. They didn't have my DNA on there. That's
Okay,
why.
well, officer said they heard a loud sound like the dropping of metal, and that a black semi-automatic handgun was found where they saw you standing in the house.
No, sir. As I recall, they brought from 2 or 3 guns. It just
Found two guns. One was hers. It was in her purse. So you claim you was going to get the dog. They said you had to cut grass that had already been cut.
No, I was there cutting the grass. I moved my dog. I was moving my dog.
Let's talk about all your conflicts, Mr. Shaw. I mean, you've been having conflicts with your family when you out on the street. Didn't you have conflicts with your sister?
With this situation now, it's a social security check that's been gone. All I did is follow what the social security people told me. Follow the report. They got to get the money from Mr. Lopez. My parole officer was aware of all that. They were supposed to get the money from her. She stole the money, not me. That's the conflict she had.
Hey,
I had filed reports, and I was staying with my nephew and my auntie, and she used to come over there. Mr. Lopez could tell you that. We filed reports. We got the police report, we got the signature and all that. She the one stole the money and put it in our account.
All right, Mr. Shaw, so you still have some charges pending, correct?
No, sir.
Have you worked at all since you've been out, or you just got Social Security?
I'm disability. I got a rod in my neck and 2 rods in my knees, so they put me on disability. As my parole officer, no, Mr. Lopez, I was waiting for them to clear up that situation with my sister to pay him. Mr. Lopez told me not to worry about it. He aware of that. All I was trying to get Mr. Britt to bring him now or getting a written statement that Mr. Britt is my new parole officer. This is the first time I seen him when I was in jail.
Your charge back in 16 for armed robbery, what was that about? You got a warrant for you?
16 for armed robbery. If you talking about Kivonda Shaw, that's my sister there with the same check situation. Mr. Lopez are aware of that.
Okay. I am.
All right, Warden, you got any input for?
I know, Mr. Kelsey.
All right, thank you. Would you like to make a statement on your behalf, Mr. Shaw?
I mean, sir, the statement I could make, I did what y'all asked. I was going to re-enter. I was in David Post Center. I done everything. I can't stop my family members from taking checks from out the mail and depositing in their account. That's not my fault. But everything y'all had me done, I've done. That's what I was doing. That's the only statement I can make in taking my medicine.
All right, thank you for executive session. Got a motion for executive session?
Second.
Got a second? Roll call, please.
Brennan.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Certainly is interesting. So he violated parole, and it's been 4 years, a month, and a few days. He hasn't had, I don't think, any like trial or anything for that. It's just for some reason he's just took so long for him to get a hearing. Imagine if you were completely innocent for violating your parole and you had to sit 4 years before you got your hearing. That would just be wrong in so many ways. I was wondering why, because I'm pretty sure they're in a prison. So I was wondering, why is this man in a parole revocation hearing in prison? Usually you're in jail. But maybe he's been locked up so long they just sent him to prison. I don't really understand it. Man, it seems like just a real hot mess. I mean, typically, I think it would just be, without a question, they would just revoke. But I think because he's been in so long, I don't know. I can't see how they would. I don't know what his full sentence is. I tried searching what he had initially done. I couldn't pull it up. We can fast forward this. But definitely interesting. You know, sadly, I just don't feel he's equipped to properly put up a good case.
All right, we back. Everybody's back and ready. They'll prepare to vote, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, do have a criminal violation into the charges that you pled guilty to in East Feliciana. You also are in arrears on your supervision fees. My vote today is to revoke.
Mr. Jackson?
I wish you had a better transition plan. I wish you had somewhere to go. I wish you
Yeah,
could get
somebody
along
vote.
with your family, but you did plead guilty to a violation. I do believe that you have violated the conditions of your release. So my vote today is to revoke.
2 votes to revoke, also going to vote to revoke your parole for the same reasons stated. 3 votes to revoke your parole, to revoke. You can get some classes and get some things going, get a better transition plan, get you a better home plan, see if you can get things going. But today your parole's been revoked. Good luck.
I feel bad. Imagine finding yourself in that point in your life when you don't have family coming to help you when you're getting like I think they wanted to I think that they wanted to let him out, but they figured that he's going to go out to nothing and get back in trouble, and they want to avoid that. And man, that's just a shame. Like what other options are they supposed to come up with? Then the whole situation of it was basically a he said, she said. He claimed to have been there to cut the lawn. The police officer said it was already cut. He said that's because he cut it. She said she was so afraid that she was jumping out the window. And I mean, but it seems like they're not holding that against him. But that is what got him locked up. And you know what? If you're out on parole, just don't get yourself in those situations. But yeah, I have nothing else to add. It just makes me feel sad, the whole thing. With that, I'll let you go.